All right, now we're good to go, you guys. Thanks for your time. So we can kick off with introductions. So I'm Cy Smith. Zip code is 46402. That's downtown Gary. And before I leave this earth, I want to see Black people loving each other, supporting each other, doing business with each other, and traveling back and forth between here and Africa, as if it's not a big deal.
Yeah, with Ibrahim Traore, it's not.
I know, right? All right, who want to go next?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Anybody?
Wait a minute.
Go ahead, Duncan.
You hear me?
Yes.
You hear me? Okay. Yeah, I liked the introduction. It was very phenomenal. And yeah, that's the goal for us to love one another and know our global impact in the world that has denied us, that we bring that global impact and recognize us as a respected people in this world, which we've been disrespected and exploited in resources and talents, and let them resources and the talents return to us to make us a better place in humanity as a whole. Bring that global impact.
And what zip code are you, Duncan, that you live in?
I'm 60615 Chicago.
Woo-hoo, booyah. All right, Kim, you want to go ahead?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kim Success Milton, and I'm in the 60649 Chicago. And before I leave this earth, I would like to see the manifestation of God in His glory through His people. I like what the gentleman said before me, using our gifts and talents for ourselves. Let us do business with ourselves, and we can sell it to other people, but make sure we take care of ourselves because it does say in the Bible, if you don't take care of your own, you're infidel. We don't want to be infidel. So I want to see us take care of our own, and then we can spread it worldwide to everybody else because we do have product and commodity that people want. We're just not sharing it with ourselves first. So that's what I want to see. Thank you.
And Kim, anybody, any human, any decent human being that don't want the people to do for themselves, they need to look in the mirror. Even the airline tell you put your air mask on in case of emergency first before your baby. Take self-preservation law. We like whoever don't want blacks to do for self, man, I feel bad for you. All right, Governor Joe, you want to go?
How you doing, everybody? This is Governor Joe, 60615. My passion is feeding children free. Uh, my zip code is connected to Bensenville, New Orleans, and Congo in Africa. And what I would love to see before we leave this earth is this concept being a household name on every radio station, every channel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like Nike, you know, Nike's motto is
Let's do it.
All right, cool base. All right, do we have anybody else on?
It's Brother Jordan here.
Jordan. All right, Jordan. What zip code, name, and what you want to see, man, before you leave?
Yeah, I'm actually 606 36 actually.
Excellent.
And what was the other part of the question? I'm sorry.
What you want to see happen before you leave this earth, man? What's important to you?
I want to see us as a culture of people have reparations. You already know I'm actually on the forefront of fighting for us to have reparations. I'm sitting here on two Zooms, yours and our National Coalition for Black Reparations.
Yes.
Trying to, assess. There's over 100 people on this Zoom right now across state lines. And so, to say the least, I'm hoping to join your forces with this force at some point so that we could, see reparations at a different level of a voice, right?
Yes, sir.
This is what I strive to see, every time I take breath in this world, to let the gods let me do that.
Spoken like a champ. Now, spoken like a champ. And if you can see the screen here, I'm about to run through the rundown on that so you can see what the agenda. So, of course, 3:00 we opened up. I'm going to go through the roll call. Then after that, the good news. That's for anybody to chime any good news for the last month. Then the rural town report. That's really Mississippi. So we go definitely talk about the hanging of our young brother, Mr. Reed. Then we go through the violence at 3:20. Then we deal with the missing persons and the vacant buildings at 3:30. We get into economics and construction from 3:40. We talking about our spending, which is crucial. Taxation, 3:45. Then at 3:50, we go into construction and what's happening with blacks in construction. Name your four, which is what everyone is asked to do at 3:55. 4 o'clock, Governor Charles jumps on. He's a school teacher, talks about our education. Hunger is a part of what we do. That's really Thursday Health Day, dealing with food as well. We talk about the career linkages, how every grade is linked to the businesses that's in our community. Schools at 4:05, 4:10, the awards, if we gave any away or not. Get into our teachers at 4:15. Then we switch gears and go over policy and legal accountability. Government report cards, that's really right there, Jordan. That's the reparations piece, because government needs to hold that down and pay reparations. So 4:20, the laws that's on the books that need to get off the books or we want to introduce to the books at 4:25, 4:30, voter registration, we get that update. Then we go into the summary, which is 4:40, open session. And then you go into the G20, the 20 richest countries in the world that meet to keep blacks on the bottom. When we talk about Gary, Indiana conventions at 4:50, we close it out with next month's date for the summit, and then we thank everybody and we keep it moving.
I told you, I knew you create a whole reparations platform, my brother. We just need to actually go ahead and put the platform on yours so that reparations could be seen across these states, my brother. Because
it ain't mine, man. You know it ain't mine.
It's the people.
Don't get me killed.
The people together as a collective. You actually brought them together to do so. So I can't say just
you letting the secret out, man. They gonna come for me. I ain't do it. God did it. Go get God. Don't get me.
Oh man.
I'm messing with you, man. It's all good. So real quick, right next to that column, you see the zip codes. So because this is last names LMNO, so we'll go through the zip codes real quick, and I just let you know who we either expecting, if it's their last name. So 60612, that's East Garfield Park. That leadership, no LMNO people. 60623, no element. That's North Lawndale, nobody. 60624, nobody. 60639, nobody. 60644, we should have an O'Neill on here. We'll see if O'Neill gets on here. 60651, no one. And today we should be in person in zip code 60644. So let me just say this to all our people who go watch later. We should be in person, not on Zoom exclusively, but 60644 did not lock down our location. Sorry, put y'all on blast. We didn't have a location locked down, therefore we're doing it on Zoom. And that's not the ideal scenario, especially with good weather like this. We should be out there in Columbus Park or somewhere. So hopefully 60644 next September, we'll have it locked down and we could be in person. Matter of fact,
right,
Kim,
so what
I
you
met
doing
Kim.
after you get off of work?
Matter of fact, Kim, I met you at the March one 6 months ago. Duncan, you got to mute.
No.
I met you, Kim, at the March one. You remember that 6 months ago?
Yeah, but it's still not there.
Let me mute Duncan here.
Oh, wait a minute.
Just in my.
Oh, yeah, mute me.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute you.
Okay.
Kim, you remember that 6 months ago? It was March, and I think I shared with you how I was excited because it was your month, because your last name Milton, and then you came all the way to the west side for the one we did in Garfield Park. So that was, now you did two summits, which is most people don't do both summits. So kudos to you. All right, then we got 60609. That's around 50th and State Street. We don't have no one there. 60620. We do have someone Lofton over there, but that wasn't able to connect with Lofton. 60621. We got a Miller person over there. They hopefully will get on. 60629. We don't have a MLMNO person. 60636. You could say Joe is filling in for that zip code and his zip code. As a Merle, he's on right now. 60652, that's 79th and Western, that area there. We don't have anyone with those last names. 60615, Joe is covering for that one. And then we also got Duncan on here. But Duncan, he did his duty in July. He actually came out to Marquette Park. So that's this extra duty for him from 60615. 60617, no one LMNO, but 60619, we do have getting on here. Let me make sure that that person did confirm that they're going to be getting on. McGee, yeah, Antoine McGee should be jumping on. And then 60628, Governor Charles will be on at 4 o'clock. 60637, that's Woodlawn, you guys. We do not have anyone from Woodlawn getting on. 60643, Brother Stephen. His last name is not LMNO, so he don't have to be on. But 60649 is represented. We got Kim on, and Rachel Lindsay should be on as the governor of the zip code. Then we have 60653. We don't have a last name LMNO. So I just wanted to go through that real quick so people know the roll call, who ideally would be on, and then those U.S. cities linked to those zip codes, same thing. Any thoughts, feedback from that, from anybody on that roll call? All right. Oh, go ahead, Kim. Okay. I thought you was about to say something. Okay. So the purpose, and Jordan kind of alluded to it, why do we do this? The reason why this timeout is important is because all month long, like 29 days, that's where the real work is done. It's done in the trenches. It's done every day. And so this is when we take a pause and review what we did and ask ourselves, was it effective? What do we need to do differently? Could we have done anything different? So that's what this is. So definitely chime in, get your input, so forth. But that's what the summit is for. And that the agenda says 5 minutes, because if people was all in person, we'll get through the agenda. And then the most important part will be when the 5 o'clock closes us out and people will be able to interact with each other and build those relationships. So that's just, you guys know the purpose and how this is going to have impact is because we're getting to know each other. And every month we're rotating around to each other's neighborhoods to do it. All right, cool. So let's go right into the good news. For me, and you guys chime in with your good news too. I think the good news, the way I see it, is we got through the summer relatively. It wasn't as violent as I thought, as I was afraid of after June 30th. I always kind of lose hope for if we don't get our people in position. And we didn't do as bad, which is sad because I'm going to go through the numbers in a minute. But the bottom line is, where National Block Club University is now, I think we're closer than we ever been. And so I feel real encouraged by what I think the next 90 days going to look like. I was able to finish some financials, so I'm going to be talking about that. So pretty much my good news going to be in every one of these topics. So anybody got any good things they want to put out there? All right. Let's jump right on.
What are you talking about in terms of good things right now, my brother?
It's open. It's whatever you want to put out there to encourage us that you might have went through, someone you know. So it's open.
Well, I mean, even to say the least, I'd love to share. If anybody here, the majority of the people that I hear now are in Chicago. I actually, if you have businesses or know anyone who has a business, I'm going to post my. We have a pop-up shop that I'm trying to transition to the Garfield Park. You talked about the Garfield Community Park earlier. I'm a consultant to the Garfield Community Park Council Advisory Board, and they do a lot of community development and socioeconomic development within the Garfield Park. And so it's boots on the ground inside the building. This year, I'm hoping that we get over some 350 toys at Christmas time to be able to give out to the children. And also host another pop-up shop in the gymnasium of the Garfield Gold Dome.
The Golden Dome.
Yes. And so, you know, it's definitely been dubbed a cultural center now, and they're trying to move some curator into it and try to create some program structure or whatever the case may be. But there have been boots to the ground, men and women of Garfield Park who's been there already, helping that community. And so I would hope that, I would want to help steer more support there in their efforts. And to say the least, me and my spiel with reparations, that's where, I actually have my boots to ground there trying to correlate a coalition so that, these issues can be addressed. These issues need to be addressed on a federal level. The community has issues, and these are impactful issues that you have here. So the fact is, this is not what's being put on the agenda. This is not what's being put on the budget. This is not what's actually being proposed, to take care of our communities, and this has to have, we talk about NAACP, but, these are the actual directions that, these so-called special interest group should want to take interest in, right? And so,
So Jordan, hold that one to 420 though. We want the good news. Just give us the good news.
Gotcha. I feel you. I ain't gonna go there.
I thought you was gonna come on here and say you got reparations for Evanston, and ours coming next week.
Yeah. Well, no, hey, listen, right now it's self-heal idea. So, I think that the money's in grant writing, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's where they put it at. So,
hey, my brother. Hey, my brother, passing out that the toys for the children.
Yes.
I would like to trade numbers with you, and I would love to be a part of that because the 1 to 13, that's my passion. So at the end of the day, if you're doing something like that, I would definitely love to be involved in that.
Definitely, no problem, brother. I put my number as I actually posted a link for my number. You should just be able to click on it.
Y'all know how I do it. We're gonna make
sure. Yeah, gonna make sure we do.
So y'all already know.
Unless
you opposed to it, that's
no
deal.
No problem.
Well, look, as far as good news, you guys. My daughter's in Texas. She's on the Army base in Texas, and she's been out there for a little over a year now. And she decided to go into the military. So she did it on her own. She's in ROTC now, and she's on the dean's list. But she's doing her thing, and she told me today that she's going to decide to go into the military, whatever branch. I'm not sure. But I told her, well, long as it was your decision and not no force or, anything like that. So that's a good news for me right there.
Well, that's a young Black queen that's going to gain some tremendous leadership. So definitely we need more leaders that can be tried and tested. Excellent. Cool beans, y'all. Kim, you was about to give us some good news?
Yeah, good news that I'm always shopping with Black businesses, but now I can get it recorded. Do we call I think you say you text the businesses that you shopped at. I know we're gonna talk about it later, but I'm just happy that I'm able to do it, and I'll definitely encourage other people to do it. We have a lot of Black businesses out there. We just have to patronize them, because I don't like the word support, because we're not giving them charity. We're giving them our dollars in exchange for something. So I'm excited about that. That's my good news.
Now, thank you for that insight on that word support, and that's like they say, don't call our children kids. We've been conditioned a certain way, so it's going to take repetition. So don't be mad at someone if they keep slipping up, going back, because we've been speaking the way we speak for a while. So, all right, cool. Let's go to the rural report. The rural report is, just so you guys know, there's 7 states, 90% white in America, 7. And every state has 2 senators. So that's 14 white senators guaranteed, and no one says anything about it. When you talk about a Black state or a Black neighborhood, then why you got to bring race in? So that just shows you how off kilter it is. But Mississippi is the Blackest state in America, Mississippi. And that's unfortunately only 38%. So that's the highest percent. And we got 7 states, 90% white. So it is our position that Mississippi is ground zero when it comes to sanctuary for Black people. And that may sound crazy because this young man just found hanging at a college, but we got to know Mississippi is the weakest white state in America. And that's another way of looking at it, because most people wouldn't look at it that way. There's like all them, them white people, but it's 56% white. And that's the lowest out of all the states in America. And so we 38, so 56 and 38, that only leave a little room left for the others, right? So we just, if we look at it the right way, that state can become a sanctuary for us. We can get 2 black senators out of Mississippi. That is doable if we change the paradigm mental and have our people not run away from Mississippi, but run to Mississippi. Not everybody, but the people in position to do it. So that I just wanted to make sure we knew the rule is mainly them, but we also have Bucksport, South Carolina, our superstar there that runs the black store there. That's 99% black, that small town right by Myrtle Beach. That's a big thing. That's a beautiful thing. We have Cofield, North Carolina. That's a black town. White Plains, Alabama. We have, and each of these places, we literally are working to build relationships so that we can boost their economy by having them in our pipeline of rotation, where our leaders will be going to those places and helping them to help us administratively. So each one of them places will be doing something administrative to justify putting an office there and making sure money is flowing through those small 90% black towns. Mount Bayou, of course, Mississippi. Any thoughts on that from you guys? All right. So unfortunately, let's move over to the safety situation. I'm gonna read to you guys some of the incidents so it can set the tone on why this is important. Safety, every Monday is safety day. We had a triple shooting on 73rd and Winchester, Chicago, 2:50 in the morning. Joe, right by you, 65th and Damien, they found the sister from Roseland burned, raped, and of course, killed, burned, and raped in the garage on 65th and Damon, 2:30 and 12:30 in the morning, and she was kidnapped too and set on fire. On 68th and Anthony, man shot to death. You don't have his age, but it was 3:20 in the afternoon, so children were getting out of school. Milwaukee, 29th and Claiborne, man gunned down at 3 in the morning. Birmingham on First Avenue, 2 people were shot, 1 killed. In Memphis, Tennessee, a rapper, he was shot to death in Fraser neighborhood at midnight. Dallas, Texas, 3 people shot, 2 killed in Oak Cliff. That's the black area that's been gentrified. Well, a lot of non-documented is in there now. St. Louis, 2 people shot, 1 killed at 26 and Grascanada Street, 2:40 in the afternoon. Gate City, teenager shot to death. That's where our base is in Atlanta, in Gate City projects. So I say all that to just set the tone that the killing, the shooting of Black people should never be accepted. And unfortunately, this isn't a big deal when I read it. We keep this list, and we've been keeping this list for 30 years, and our people have gotten numb to it, but people need to hear that just to reiterate that this isn't normal. And there's some communities that don't go through this. So what's your thoughts on this, you guys?
Well, this is Kim, and I think that we as a people should set up a layer in between the people and the police, be it social services. You know, we have lots of social workers, but a lot of our things that we go through, they're domestic, and it spills out into the streets. So I think that we should create a layer of people, of businesses, or whatever that people can turn to, and maybe we already have it. We just have to organize it in that way so that when people need help, they can reach out. You know.
Kim, can you see that screen? Can you see that illustration on the screen?
Yeah.
So you see safety team number 3?
Let me see. Safety team. Yeah.
That, to me, that's your answer right there. So we need to get our team 3 set up household by household, block by block, and their role is to do and deal with all things dealing with safety. So to me, that's our cushion, that's our buffer, that's our perimeter, is our safety people. What do you think about that?
No, that's good. That's good. And what
That
falls
makes
under
sense.
safety? What falls under safety?
Well, in terms of people, that's anyone military, veteran, anyone in martial arts, police, retired police, firefighters, um, and security guards. So yeah, any of those fall under Team 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and the key, the retirees matter, you guys, because when everyone is at work, your retirees is on the block, and we ideally would know in every one of our villages who the retirees are to make sure they are on the phone with each other, that they know, so if they see someone pull up and go into your house who shouldn't, they can make that phone call. But that's just one of the suggestions. So anybody else got any feelings on hearing about those people who are no longer with us that look like us, who's gone? And I'm sorry, I didn't tell you guys about Martavian Reed. Martavian Reed was the 21-year-old that they found murdered hanging from a tree in Delta State University on Monday, September 15th. This was the family, of course, said he didn't do this, and he had bruises. So you go bruise yourself and then hang yourself. That just don't go together. Unfortunately, the police department, went with that story. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
I've been around for a while, and I deal with the streets. So at the end of the day, the young brothers are telling me, what I mean, that that's not all the young brothers that's doing it. So in regards to if they're secretly shooting and killing us, what do we do in that matter?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the number one thing for us as Black people to know is that says something if someone can sneak in our community and do something like that. It says we're not close knit. And to me, that's why what we do matters, because if done the right way, on every block, we'll know who's the Team 3. That's our neighborhood watch. And the way we're structured is 3,000 blocks in Black Chicago. So now imagine one retiree from all 3,000 blocks. So they writing down license plate number, driving on the block, off the block. Like when we're tight knit, you're not getting away with coming on the block doing anything. So I think that's aspirational. That's where we want to get to, and we can do it. It can be done. Like who said we can't do it?
Right.
And
Okay.
this is success again. Um, I don't think we think when we think of safety, we do think of the police department, but other communities have their own safety people in place. Because I do agree with the young people that it is somebody else coming in and doing those things. To us, because it's just really too much. And I don't ever me myself personally, I don't ever want to be desensitized to it. So and through the years, through the generations, we've always needed an extra layer of safety, be it the deacon board or whatever we have. But we always have to keep in mind that we do need safety, and the other people, they have safety to keep other people from them. Their safety is not that's what their
You're right.
safety is in
Yeah,
their
no, you're
property and
right.
people.
Yeah.
So we have to have the same thing, and ours is legit. Nobody's not going after them. They're actually going after us. So our need for that layer is legit. So
Yeah.
I have a neighbor next door to me that has a security company. So I'm gonna definitely I think you might have talked to him, side, but I'm definitely gonna get him in the loop on this. And I talked to another gentleman that was telling us how to raise money and get a referendum on our for our ward, so that we can have a tax that will be like a dollar tax or something like that. That money can be used to pay for private security, because we need private security, our own private security in our neighborhoods, because we are getting attacked. So I hope people don't think we can just walk around here freely you know. And then we have a lot of businesses that have been broken into. The Sip and Save was broken into on
Mm.
47.
Yeah,
They
I
don't have
saw
any
his
money,
video
but
on that.
they came in and took their equipment. And then the Fat Burger on 87th and Cottage, The lady
Yeah,
never
I
said
saw that.
anything, but she finally revealed that she was having trouble with theft and with she mentors the young people and the the bully kids come in her place of establishment and fight with her people that she's trying to help. So we just need
They
that
had a
extra.
viral video on that. Yeah, it was a viral video. They
uh,
went and jumped on the worker.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw it.
yeah. So we need to have that extra layer for the adults, for the children, and especially for the seniors. So I'll definitely be willing to work on that part, and that's it.
And I think it's an and, not an or, because like the security piece, we got brother Tyrone Muhammad who's running for independent senate, and he has ECSEE, and I know I butchered that, but
Right,
that's a black owned private security. Like we
right,
need to build what we have. Like let's get him
right,
funded so we can have
right.
brothers. And I've been with them brothers. These are quality brothers. Let's build our own, because I wouldn't want some outsider patrolling our neighborhoods. I mean, that's part of the problem now. So
Right,
that's
and they
my
need
thoughts. But
funding.
we
Yeah, I've been in places with Brother Tyrone Muhammad. They need funding because we can't, just like we don't accept funding from the government. Nobody should, because when they get ready to cut you off, they cutting you off.
yeah, yeah,
So we
yeah.
just have to have our own private funding as well. Private security with private funding.
Excellent, excellent. All right, cool beans. So let me just put this out there so everyone to know. HSN is Habits Schedule Network. Habits Schedule Network. Most people joke Home Shopping Network. No, Habits Schedule Network. So when we talk about the shooting and killing, we know from our standpoint when it's happening internally with us that habits, what you do every day, says a lot about the violence that we see. Schedule, how you use your time, plays a role in what we see today, hanging out, and then your network. Who do you pick up the phone and call? Who's in your Rolodex, your database? And so the more we do what we're doing, infusing in our people, especially our young men, the layers of support, the retired carpenters when they want to be a carpenter, that impacts their network, and each one of them networks can help lift them out of a degree of hopelessness. So I just wanted to put that out there. HSN is a lifestyle, and if we change the lifestyle, it'll alter a lot of the foolishness that we see too. Any thoughts or want to shoot holes through that? Anybody? Okay. Excellent. All right. So let's see, because we was joined by some of our guests who is going to come on and speak too. I want to make sure that I see them on here. Got 7 people on. So Steve is here, and Steve, you're at 3:30, so you're right on now. And brother Antoine out of St. Paul, Minnesota, is on here. Antoine, you was 3:15. Let's bring you on first, and then you guys can. I said in the text. Once you do your 5 minutes, you can get off or you can stay on. Totally up to you. But brother Antoine, if you don't mind, your name, zip code, what you want to see happen before you leave this earth, and then give us a report on what's happening up there in Minnesota. And you're still on mute right now. There he is.
Greetings, everyone. Happy Saturday. Uh, I'm Antoine McGee. I've been with the organization over about 7 years, 8 years now. Maybe a little bit more than that, I do
I
believe.
was about to say, man, you way off. COVID was doggone 7 years ago. Go ahead.
but progression, I'm stayed out here in Iowa now. Looking to relocate probably back to Gary, Indiana. In the next couple of months or so, I'll probably be out there looking in Gary. Uh, Out here in Iowa, we doesn't have that too much of that going on because of uh how the community is out here in Iowa. I actually like it because there's a camera on every block, so the police can follow you from anywhere you do a crime at. They can follow you till you get right back to your house. Is that necessary? I don't think it is, but that's the way their town is hooked up. So, you can't get too far of doing too much of any crime that's out here in Iowa. Um,
You know,
Before
I
I
forgot you was Iowa, man. I thought you was giving us St. Paul. That's our zip code. But just give us St. Paul before you left. Give us that what you saw because St. Paul is in our network. That's why I was hoping to hear that.
with St. Paul, we had three shootings, just teenagers just running amok free. We got to do more as men's as our as being leaders of the community. We have to start stepping up inside the community to guidance the younger kids to doing something positive with themselves instead of picking up a gun, picking up a knife, picking up weapons and shooting up the school. Central High School out there in St.
But that
Paul.
ain't us though. Now, like we don't shoot up the school. We might shoot someone in the crowd that we intentionally trying to hit, but we don't go and kill innocent kids inside the classroom. That ain't us.
No, no, that's what I said. We as older generations in my generation, we need to start showing these young guys different ways of coming up because there's this younger ones that's coming up behind us. That's our future, and if they doing this now, how you think our future gonna look when 20 years later? You know, you think we in a war, we'll be really in a war if we don't put our foot down and like the young lady was talking about private security and letting security come in and help the police out and where we can partner with them. I think that would probably be a good first step. But in all naturality, is that something that the police gonna invite us to do, and be with us shoulder to shoulder when we start showing up to things like this and stop it before it gets out of control. And one thing I would like to see before I leave this earth is making sure all my kids have general wealth just behind me.
No, I appreciate that. And just so you guys know, Governor Antoine, you was in the drive-by, right, before you left Chicago? Governor?
Yeah, that's about 8 years, 9, 10 years ago.
And what was the impact on that emotionally? Like they pulled up next to you. Just share that if you don't mind.
Uh, First, it's just a scary situation. Second, you want to think about the kids that was in the car. You want to think about lives that does matter, and every life matters, whether you white, black, blue, orange, pink, yellow. At the end of the day, should nobody have to be submissive to a wrong car shooting, and that's what's basically what it was. Somebody had a car looked like mine, was doing things that they ain't got no business doing. The guys thought that person was in the car, and there they go. You know, uh, a car is a material things, but life you can't never get back. So I'm just thankful that that God had me covered on that day. So
All right, no, I appreciate that. Anybody got any feedback for Governor Antoine before we move on the young people?
Well, that was just powerful impact that he just said, man, with that right there, because gun violence is serious out here. And we need to understand because I lost two biological brothers to gun violence. And as a matter of fact, my baby brother that got killed about 15 years ago. It's been that long.
Mm.
His
Mm.
birthday is today, and I did a post on
Yeah,
Facebook, and it's
I
been
saw
people
that.
constantly hitting back, And we got to understand how important this is, man. How serious and how critical this is, man. This is nothing to play with, and that we got to keep ourselves covered. The brother, like he said, he was covered in the blood. That's why I do prayer affirmations every day of protection, 91st Psalm, and on healing in the body, spiritually, mentally, physically. On
Yeah.
everything, on our children, all that stuff, man. And we as adults got to come together. It's intercession times, man. It's interceding times. All that ego, bigotry stuff, that stuff is over with. You know what I mean? Because a lot of us, the older ones, ain't gonna say all created these monsters and these systems. So now it's a reaping behind this stuff, man. So we got to understand what's going on. And God is tired. So at the end of the day, that's all I have to say. as far as
No,
representing.
actually, you use next up. So it's so your name, zip code, what you want to see lead this earth, and then you already kind of gave what I wanted you to talk about, how violence impacted you. But go name, zip code, and what you want
Wow.
to see happen before you.
Well, my name is Stephen Mosley, and my zip code is 60628, the Wild Hunteds, Roseland, protege of Roseland. So, like I said, and I'm grateful, man. Roseland is a great community, and like I said, it's coming up. People need to understand and know what's going on, and what we up against and what's going on, man. Like, because I see a lot of people, like, in Roseland, man. It's like a lot of people's minds are disturbed. It's a lot of mental issues in Roseland. We got to understand the mental health of what's going on, especially with our organization that deals with the holistic mental health. Since I lost my mother and my brother, so there's a reason why we out here advocating as far as gun violence, as far as mental health really being the key factor spiritually and mentally, transforming people's mindsets before we could talk about more economics and what you call that, circulating our dollars and things like that. The mind has to be transformed first. Not saying that we're not, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of issues that people have out here they're facing. So, we got to, the bottom line is I talked to a bishop from Elkhart on the phone and everything else. And he's going to be coming up here working with us and things like that, man. And, he was with my mom and advocating and things like that down in Elkhart, Indiana, before she moved back to Chicago, before she died in 2021. So we need to understand the times we're in and that, this is harvest time. This is a harvest season, the first fruit. So, and what we're in and what we're up against and working together and continue to do what we're doing. You know what I mean?
And
so,
we had Stephen. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Sir. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we have Stephen because he's got his own business in tax preparation. We have him linked in under the supporting ninth graders. And so when we support his business, he's putting back into our freshmen. And we know 14-year-old freshmen, that's when they make them decisions whether they go drop out or not. So what supporting this brother means, we helping to prevent those dropouts. So I just wanted to put that nugget in there. Did you have something else you wanted to say?
Well, what I want to see happen before I leave this earth is all of us coming together as our people, just in people in general, all people coming together, especially our people on one accord, man. That's when that's when we're going to see his face. You know what I'm saying? If we understand, the scripture and what it says, man, if we study the word, we on one accord is when he's going to show his face, because as long as it's chaos and everything else, we got to figure this thing out. That's why God gave us the power of choice. You know what I mean? So he knew what he was doing. He strategically set the whole thing up. You think he didn't know what the devil was going to do, and he was the devil was his child? It's got to make sense, man. But I'm gonna get off the subject and leave it alone. So that's what I want to see before I leave this earth.
No, that's powerful. Any feedback, you guys, for our brother Stephen, 60628? All right, Stephen, please stay on as long as you can. But when you got to go, just drop off. We recording this, so you'll be able to watch it later.
I'm staying on until y'all get off, man. I ain't got nothing to have. I'm on my phone anyway. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
So at 4:00, we're gonna have Governor Charles on 60628, and 4:10, Will Love out of St. Paul. So Will Love and Antoine was our St. Paul links. So at 4:10, that's when we expecting Will Love. And I just want to remind everybody, if you notice the last name LMNO, that's the special. Stephen Mosley, Joe Merles, Antoine McGee, Kim Melton. So I just want to make sure people know that this is organizing on steroids, precision. And it's hard to see when something is so precision and small, but this is a big deal because we're not bugging everybody. We know people out moving and doing all this type of stuff, and the group you see here won't be bugged again until March. Matter of fact, I got the date for y'all, March 28, 2026. That's the next summit for you guys. So look at that. You got 6 months to live, do life, and all that good stuff, and no burden on you. So I just can't emphasize that enough to everyone. Imagine when, like I just said, March 28th, imagine when the Lanes, the Lees, the Lenores, the Latrice, the Locketts, the Londons, the Love, the Lindsay, the Lewises, the Leonards, the Martins, the Massenbergs, the Malones, the Max, the Merles, the McCullens, the McAllisters, the McCormicks, the Meltons, the Millers, the Moores, the Montgomerys, the Mosleys, the Muhammads, the Nashes, the Neils, the Norwoods, the Nixons. Imagine when they get ready for March 26th, March 28th. That's how powerful this is going to be when people really see the value of this and they anchor in. We're going to have armies literally on standby. What do y'all think about that? Y'all might be on mute. Okay. Yep, I think y'all on mute. All right, so let me, I want to share something else here. Give me 1 second. So we was in the middle of going over the violence. I want to hit on, somebody got mute. I want to hit on missing persons, you guys, because missing persons is a big deal in our community. And so I like to look at it as it's three different trajectories with missing persons. Number one, unfortunately, because of what happened to us in this country, we have children born to not two parents and might be on drugs, so the children get caught up in the foster care system. So that's one aspect, meaning that other ethnic groups can adopt them and things of that nature. So that we got that loophole in our missing persons. We got the fact that the melanin in our body makes us highly, highly valuable to people that don't have as much melanin or melanin. So that means from an organ standpoint, that makes us vulnerable. And then with the unfortunate male-female thing, our Black women are not as protected. And some of our Black women, the trauma that they have caused them to sometimes cause the brothers to walk away. So I'm just saying on those the three areas that make missing persons such a major problem for us, where the FBI said we're the most missing person in America is our Black people and Black women in particular. So our solution is any vehicle you see that we can't see inside, vans in particular, that you can't see inside the van windows, we want you to write down the license plate number, make, model, and text it to 312-405-8844. Text any vehicle, van that you can see that we can't see inside, meaning someone can be kidnapped in there, to 312-405-8844. Uh-oh, they talking about shutting my screen down. I'm gonna pause because I need to cool this off so it don't shut down, you guys. But what are y'all thoughts? Let's go through and get everybody's thoughts on that. Give me 1 second. Go ahead. It's recording.
This is Brother Jordan, Brother Si. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I actually want to speak to this whole missing persons report, just to make an awareness, right? Even to say to our women that are actually in these big parking lots, right? I've seen some things on parking lot cameras at this particular time where people are actually aimless about walking through a parking lot and being snatched up in their own cars. So this it's great that we raise awareness about dark cars and suspicious cars, but I would want to raise the awareness that we ourselves be aware of our surroundings, trying to maneuver on our daily day, thinking routine that nobody's really watching us, right? And so that being said, I yield my time.
Hey Jordan, that's real, man. Thank you for that. And I would say this, y'all. So I'm gonna post one of the villages up so y'all can see. So whenever I'm speaking from this vantage point right here, you guys. I want y'all to see block by block. And I'm a military man, so you cover your perimeter. You cover your perimeter. Whatever your perimeter is, you're responsible for that perimeter. What's coming in, what's coming out, and then you turn it over to the next person so they can cover the perimeter. And so when I talk about any vehicles that is new in the area that you can't see inside, that's who's on duty. That's whoever is guarding that perimeter that they can monitor that. So this is an example of that right here. So this is Detroit, but literally 3700 block all the way to the 3400 block, Van Dyke, Parker, Maxwell, Seminole. If you got these 16 block perimeter, is that van pulling in there? That girl walking around, like you just said, at the store right there on Seminole, like somebody's watching. And we create an atmosphere that within this perimeter, you're not getting away with whatever you thought you was going to be getting away with, because that's a big part. People know the atmosphere and the environments where they can get away with stuff. You got people who would throw McDonald's out their car window right on Austin on the city of Chicago side, but wouldn't dare do that right across the street on the Oak Park side.
Oh yeah,
What's the
they'll
difference?
lock them up for that. You go to jail over there, they will lock you up. You go straight to jail. You won't even collect $200.
There you go. So that's my point. Like we got to create an atmosphere where, number one, people give a damn. That's the first thing. Like people go engage you, they care, and then we go from there. We do it with love, so that way, you know, it ain't too bad of trying to hold people accountable to a higher standard. But what do y'all think about that? This is Chicago one. I wanted to show y'all Chicago. So this is what they call O Block, 63rd King Drive, 66 and King Drive, all the way over the roads. And that's what we do every day. Who you know on this block? My auntie over here, my mom over here, my girlfriend over here, my boyfriend over here. That's how we build that inventory so we can at least know what we're working with. And we got these for every black territory, y'all. Any thoughts, concerns with that?
Oh, that's great, man. That's awesome, man. Because now it's so critical out here, man. We need to really surveillance our communities and our people, man, because you don't know who is who and what is what and what's going on. Like in my home, I got a camera on the front of my house and the back of my house because I'm right here in Rose, and there'd be a lot of different things going on, a lot of activities. And our attention, that's where your discernment comes in. That you become fully spiritually awakened, man. Your senses, everything is stronger. Your hearing, your sense of smell, taste, everything. So at the end of the day, we got to know what's going on, man. It's that time. Ain't no time to be sleeping and snoozing and all that. And my mother always told me never be comfortable, even in your own home. My mother used to check everything. My mother check the back doors, the blinds. They looking up and everything. They turn off the stove, making sure the lights turned off. They unplug stuff before they leave out. You got to, you got to be a responsible citizen, man. It's going back to a village. For far as I'm concerned, that the village concept never left. It's just that people strayed away. But now we got to get back to the beginning, to the humble beginning.
And I think what changed though, I'm glad you brought that up. What I think changed though is people started the world shrunk. So now I'm here today. I'm in China tomorrow. I'm moving around. So I ain't got time for the block club no more. I'm moving around too much. And so now we gotta adjust to that new reality that we're more remote than we ever been, but we still gotta protect our base, which is your home. And that's why this phone tree, this network is so important. So that way I can connect with someone on the left and right on my block. Like that's a real, if you don't have your neighbor on the left and right of you phone number, that's not as safe. You know what I mean? Because hey, they can call you, hey, I see this, or you can call them and say, I see that. So that's one of the strategies that we highly promote, that we have those phone numbers at a minimum.
I just connected with a neighbor across the street. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I just connected with a neighbor across the street that actually knew my ex and things like that, and how the whole town they were living over there for 3 years. But we could all see each other, speak to each other, actually get to know who your neighbor is and what's going on with the individuals in your community. We exchange numbers because that's important. You see what I'm saying? Because we all know each other, we all hear each other when this thing is going on, and that's important. Not that you being nosy or being anybody's business, but it's always good to have a nosy neighbor too now. Because you're gonna know everything. You're gonna know all the whole 411, It is what it is, but anyway.
Well, I just want to share two things. I put in the chat. There's a young lady. Excuse me. Her business is Stay Ready Chains. I think, and her
Oh, you were
keychain.
breaking up, Kim.
Oh, oh, wait, hold on. Hello.
You just sound distant now. But go ahead. We can stomach through it.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. It just sounds like you're far away, but we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. I just checked the website with the keychains. I like that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Kim. We're stomaching. We can hear you. Okay, she might be coming back. Kim, just jump back in as soon as you get situated. What this here is, you guys, this is an example, and just know these are not people real addresses, and that's my phone number. So we ain't giving nobody personal info out here, just so everybody know disclosure wise. But this is what a phone tree on steroids look like, y'all. This is a phone tree on steroids. Show me a phone tree that's as detailed. So as you see here, and the pastor is really the village mayor. This just I didn't update it, but the point here, you got the ex-offender leader who's going to support our ex-offenders on the block, who's going to keep track of the abandoned buildings on the block, who's going to keep track of the kindergarten through third graders on the block, fourth through sixth graders on the block, seventh and eighth graders on the block, high schoolers on the block. We see here underneath that who last name it is, so we know what 2 months that they working. Then you got the 60-year-olds who keeping up with them, 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds. Then you got down there all the specific ages broken down. And the key to this type of inventory, every block can have their own. And that's what we want to see. Like, that's why when you saw those villages, we want on every block to have this type of inventory. And you can't convince me we can't win when we're organized to the detail like this. What do y'all think?
This is Kim. Can you hear me now?
Perfect, loud and clear.
Okay. I think I lost my sound. But since you jumped to this part, yeah, so we have our block club, which is 7700 Ridgeland. And then and we have everybody's number on the call tree. And then we have another non-for-profit group, which is Subcode, South Shore United Block Club or Business Organization. And that's 9 blocks from 75th to 79th, Cornell to Cregier, and anybody else that doesn't have a block club. The way that we communicate with that big group is we do robocalls. So if anything happens on a block, in any of those blocks, they call our facilitator. And fortunately for us, our facilitators don't sleep, so any time of day or night. And then they'll do a robocall in the morning. And the robocall has like over 100 people on the call because, like I said, it's 9 blocks plus anybody that doesn't have a block club. So that definitely helps. But we need to, for us, we just need to get more organized to do things. And then the other thing I was going to share about the safety that the young man was talking about, there's a lady that has a business called Stay Ready Keychains, and it has a whistle, it has like a knife, a comb, it has all the different things that you need for safety. She has it as a keychain, and you can have a lot of different colors. So I put it in the chat. Now, I don't have one personally because whenever I buy one, I bought like maybe 5. I always give it to other people. So I just have to, I just have to buy myself one and then promote her so that people know that they need to be safe. You know, if you have that thing that makes a whistle, you know, makes a loud sound if somebody's attacking you, or, you know, it has those, things where you can puncture eyes and all of that kind of stuff. But it's really nice because it's colorful. So they don't look like weapons, but they are weapons.
Excellent. And we need to interview her, so we need to video that.
Well, you definitely got to protect yourself too now.
Yes.
Definitely got to protect yourself too now. You can't be out here like dirty laundry.
I ain't mad at you. Very good. All right. So any thoughts on this? I can take this down. Okay. All right. So let's put up education. We switching well, let's do economics first. Let's announce Kim so you guys know who Kim is, you guys. Booyah! Economics, this is important. So every Wednesday is Economic Day, Buy Black Day, Support Black Business Day. And so this is big time stuff where we at now, you guys. And I'm gonna tell you why. Joe been on here, Antoine, they've been probably the oldest on here with us with this. We never had this before. This here is taking the 7 daily living habits on steroids. So if you look here, it's 4 different Wednesdays listed on this one screen. The first Wednesday, the second Wednesday, the third Wednesday, and the fourth Wednesday. Joe, you here, Joe? Have you ever seen us work like this before? I don't know. Joe's still on. Joe may have gotten on, but this is working committees to ensure y'all that it's bigger than one person and it has sustainability to it. So every Wednesday is Buy Black Day. Don't give no money to people who do not care about our pain and suffering. So to make that Wednesday habit work, we needed to delegate and share the workload. So if you look at these 4 different newsletters, on the top right are the pictures of the leaders. So you got IGN Moore, his picture on the BW1. The next one, BW2, you got Rady Kilpatrick. You go down, you got Darrell Black, his picture on the third Wednesday. And then on the phone with us right now, the fourth Wednesday is Kim Melton. So the beauty is these four leaders is going to allow us to make sure that all the Black businesses in Black Chicago are in a group formation so they can support each other. And then, of course, we can make sure our directory is hitting all of us block by block. What do y'all think about that?
All right. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Let's zoom in so y'all can see. Yeah. So these are Black owners right there. Those names, Tiffany Taylor, Ken Lofton. These are real Black businesses there. And those Black businesses don't know each other. So that's what these leaders are doing, is making sure that the owners, Black business owners, know each other and that they're putting money up each month to support each other. That's the next level, is to make sure that they are every month circulating money with each other. Stranger business owners putting $20 minimum into each other's coffers. So you got 100 people, 100 owners doing that. That's $2,000 to pay overhead or something like that. And everyone gets a turn. Everyone gets a turn. There's a schedule. And so I just want y'all to know this business group is designed so that the owners get to know each other. And our role as regular civilians, residents, is on Wednesday that we buy Black. So you see how that matches? They get together, support each other as owners. We as residents make sure we buy Black. And if we don't buy Black, we send $5 to the Black businesses so that way they getting some support. And you can say that you supported 4 Black businesses. Any thoughts on that? Kim, you got some, since you came in, what's your thoughts on this?
I think that's a great way to strategically support the businesses because well, I shouldn't say support, but well, this is support. When you're giving them money, that's support. But when you patronize, that means you're going in the stores and actually getting some goods for your money. So we have a lot of them out there. And also to try to share with businesses that you may not always do good with retail. So maybe if you do business to business, just say if you do t-shirts, do t-shirts for different businesses and companies and that type thing, and don't always expect for the retail. It's like we got to one up it, go up the next level, business to business. No matter what you sell. Yeah, no matter what whatever products and services you offer, go business to business.
And keep this in mind too, and that's the benefit of every neighborhood being linked to a different city. So literally, you're gonna have Memphis buying your products. Why? Because you live in Little Memphis, Chicago. If you're in Roseland, you're gonna have people in Dallas really buying your product. Why? Because you're living in Little Dallas, and vice versa. So this is very intentional that we get our dollars circulating across state lines to each other. Like that's a big deal. Over 50% of our whole structure is the national part. All right. Anybody got any other thoughts before we take this one down? All right. 4 o'clock. So we go move on over to education. But we supposed to talk about money. Let me do this first. Let me put that one up first. Governor Charles, you on yet? Charles, okay. So yeah, we got a minute before Charles get on. Let me go over this part real quick with you guys. So all right. So in red here, it highlights what we need money for. We call it CATS, conventions. We need money for conventions, awards, tours, and summits. So that's what we need money for. And the biggest thing is to create jobs. We want to put our people to work doing administration to run this administrative nightmare. What we are an administrative nightmare. You got to know everyone on the block. You got to type up everyone's name, phone number. You got to call all these people, remind them of a meeting. You got to follow up with everybody email. We are an administrative nightmare for 46 million people. So that's a lot of administrative jobs. So, but all of it centers around, can we get firefighters all around the country to come to Gary for the convention? Can we get barbers and beauticians to come together all from around the country? So that's a lot of administrative work to do that, to acquire their information, reach out to them, process if they say yes, share their flyers, share their business things. It's a lot administration that goes into that. So we want to put people to work doing that. So here, just so you guys know, $500 each convention is what it should cost. Minimum stuff. This bare minimum. So 4 conventions every month is 2K. All right. The awards, $300 minimum that we're giving to our kindergarten through 12th graders this month. These are the specific grades, and they're splitting this 300. So that ain't a lot. One is getting 100, one getting 75, that type of thing. But this little stuff, so we can show every month that your dollars is staying and circulating with our people. Then the businesses here. So with the businesses, you saw that $20 piece on the other flyer. So this is making sure that the 4 businesses that we're leading the effort to put $20 in each business, but we're asking people to double that, join us on it, so we can ensure that these owners are getting some revenue every single month. And the benefit for us is every one of them grades, every one of these businesses is linked to a grade. So us getting money to them, it's not charity because they're putting money into the grade linked to them. So if you see beauticians, they put money into 4th graders. You see car wash owners, they put money into 5th graders. Funeral homes, they put money into 7th graders. Lawyers, they put money into 8th graders. So us circulating, you see there $240 because that's $80 for the east side, south side, and the west side of Chicago. Every city ideally would do the same thing. And then the last one is what we're doing here. Now, this, what we're doing is the cheap version because we on the Zoom. We should be in person. If we was in person, we got to pay for the facility that's hosting us. We got to pay for the food to feed you guys. And then, of course, all the marketing and administration that we would have done if we knew we was going to really be in Austin having a meeting. So that's $400. So together, this is, you could just say $3,000. All right, 3K to make sure CATS is operating, the convention, awards, tours, and the summits. We are pushing for 1,000 people to do $1. That's the #1 goal for us right now because $1,000 is 1/3 of what we really need, which is $3,000. So $3,000 for the year is $36,000 to make CATS go at a very bare minimum level. If we got our 1,000 people sending in their $1, that's 12,000. We again 1/3 of the way where we need to be, and we know once we got 1,000 people doing their dollar, they can easily get us their spouse. Now we at 2,000. I just want y'all to know the biggest barrier in the hump is getting to the first 1,000, which is just 50 people in all 20 Black zip codes in Chicago. So because 50 people in every zip code not doing $1, that's why we haven't seen this be where it should be. But this is new for me to break it down this way. I definitely want to get y'all thoughts on that. That 3K a month would make us bare minimum make CATS go. What do y'all think?
Sounds like a plan to me. Definitely
Thank
sounds like a
you.
plan to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, so I'm still trying to operate this Zoom on my phone, but yeah, man, it's always sound like a good plan. You know, we just got to implement it and keep it moving,
That's
right?
Governor Will. You ain't introduced. You snuck on, man. All right.
Yeah.
Well, once you finish with that, man, let's do your name and the introduction and because you old school, tell them where we've been when you do yours too. But go ahead, Governor Will.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Hey, my name is Governor Will, as Sai just said. You know, man, me and Sai been doing this thing for a long time. I want to say 2006 or 7, somewhere around that time. Uh, introduced by Muhammad, uh, my next door neighbor. Man, we've been in the trenches for a long time. The trips to New York, the door to
Yes.
door speaking to get the information from the people and building the contacts so we can have Zoom meetings like we have now. Sai has one of the biggest contacts you have ever seen, probably bigger than Facebook,
Well,
nationwide, that he can reach out and touch, just people on the ground. It's tangible.
tell-
Some people have contacts that ain't tangible. Side can reach out and touch you tangibly. You know what I mean? And so that's what makes this thing great. But I moved out of Chicago, and I'm in Minneapolis now. Minneapolis, St. Paul. I wanted to give my son in a different environment, and so I moved out here about 8 9 years ago. And I'm not sure who took over the 60621 zip code, but
Yeah.
I'm sure. But I'm out here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, and I was listening to you talk, and I was thinking about just identifying all those black businesses, in your neighborhood, just reaching out to them and knowing who you can shop with on the economic piece, so that we can circulate our dollars inside that. In Minneapolis, it's a lot of black businesses out here. I was shocked and surprised, and a lot of nice restaurants, barbershops.
Mm.
My wife is probably the with an attorney doing business in that field, and consulting business. A lot of black businesses out here that we, can link to and give our support, uh, and circulate our dollars within there. Everybody else in this Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Somalians, the Hispanics, all blacks, the whites, everybody has their own neighborhood. Everyone circulate their money within themselves here too, and so for me, it's just identifying who you need to. And it's not that I'm prejudiced or I don't like other people, and I'm sure other people will probably to say the same thing. It's just that we have to be cognizant and conscious about what we're doing with our dollars.
Yep. Ain't nothing wrong. Like we say, self-preservation is the first law of nature. Like we gotta preserve our own. Like ain't nothing wrong with that. So, but
Absolutely.
if you don't mind, talk about like when you went to New York. This is a road trip, y'all. Every third weekend in June, our trip is to New York City. That's Father's Day weekend. So Governor Will, Father's Day, spent his time with about 10 young teenagers driving from Chicago, Gary, all the way to New York City and going into our villages in New York City, door to door knocking. Talk about that experience, Governor, if you don't mind.
That trip to New York City was supposed to be for the kids, actually, but it did me more far back. I still got some of those pictures, actually, and one of my Samsung phones just popped up on it. But it was a great experience, and being in the Bronx, going door to door with Joe, and I got a picture of us at the theater in New
Apollo.
York. The
Yeah,
Apollo,
Apollo.
up under the Apollo Theater, and just learning different people, conversating with different people on the streets, and man, me and Joe, man, we did so much out there. I wish he was on the phone so we communicate, talk about it, but we did so much that year, and the travel, the kids, the youth, they minds were blown, just looking at the Hudson River and just
Yes.
that time, we had the airplane that landed on the Hudson River, if I'm not mistaken,
Yep.
and it was
Yep.
it was after 2001, the Trade Center. They were still cleaning that up, you
Yep.
know. So man, that was a long time ago, right? And so, man, the kids' mind were blown just sitting, going through the tunnel and paying the tolls and driving and getting to look at things. And I would love to, we had some I know some of those young people are still you still connected with them.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
one
Oh
of them
yeah.
wanted
Big
to
time.
be a doctor, and I don't know what she's doing now, but they were so young at the time. At the time I thought it would benefit them. It benefited me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saw the world because I didn't too much travel out of Chicago at that time, and since then I've traveled to a few countries, to a few states, and probably 30 states and throughout the country. So I've been around now, you know what I'm saying? So I can see how traveling for young people can change their whole perspective on how they see and visualize this world,
Yes.
because it
Yeah.
did me the same
Yeah.
thing. And I'm an older guy. You know, at
Now,
that time I
and
was
what
like,
about your son? Your son went to Birmingham with us, right?
yes, he did. Yes, he did, man. We had a great time there too, man. And I don't think I made that trip, but he went down there, and it
Yeah.
changed his whole perspective on
Yeah.
things. So,
Yeah.
man, you
Yeah.
just don't, man. It really, just opened the minds of the youth. And how do you stop violence in urban America, man? That you pose this question a lot, and
Yeah.
one thing we have to do is open and broaden the minds. I think
Big time. Big time.
young
Big
people
time.
minds are starting to develop. You got to catch them between, you got to catch them earlier than this, but between 7 and 10,
Hmm.
and get them ready to see things and understand things. And once you catch them, it's a lot more out here than Chicago, and that's what we have to realize. This this
No,
world is
absolutely.
this world is so much larger than what these young people see today. And I think with the internet and they get to see other places and other things, and people are starting to want to venture out and be what they call passport people, and just venture out, going. I see more black people in
Thailand.
in yeah, Thailand and all over the world, Mexico, and man, so
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
it started happening. We're
Yeah.
we're on the edge of something big, and
Yeah.
the change is about to happen.
And, and,
But it's all gonna have
and
to.
they didn't have to pay, right, Governor? They went
No,
for
they didn't
free
have to.
because of what
They
we
they
did.
didn't have to pay. They didn't have to pay. Man, people were putting their money in and giving us the support, and
Yeah.
it was really, and we ate so many places, and just Jamaica was in there. She was in there for the long haul.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it
Nah.
was it was a great it was an exciting time, and man, so it's always been um really good to work with you, side, and you're doing an awesome job, and just keep up the good work. And now we're global now, with we got some African connections in different countries now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Well,
that's
your
that.
connection, Isola is
Isola,
crucial, y'all.
yeah.
Isola, she literally before we wake up, 7 hours before we wake up, she knows what to post. So she literally know how to run the whole organization because every day,
See,
7 hours before we wake up, she's telling you what country in Africa is on duty, what Chicago neighborhood, what U.S. city is on duty, what last name it is, and what convention. Like literally every single day, and she's been doing it for at least 5 years now.
yeah, at least
so,
she been doing it.
so
She know it better than I do. I'm like, man,
seriously, it's three people in the world that know how to run this: me, her, and Amy. And that's
yep,
because they got the burden of having to do it every single day. So if you
yes,
don't have
yes.
that burden of having to do it every single day, you're not gonna know all these moving parts.
Right, right. It's a lot. It's a lot. And some of the concepts I've taken away with you. I've expanded on my job, just the thinking, with the prevention, the resources, and the enforcement policy. I had to
Mhm.
bring a presentation to a group, and they were blown away by that, because I took that school,
Mhm.
that university knowledge to the corporate
Yes.
field and to the office, and it works just as well there.
Yes, yeah,
So,
nah, that's real talk. That's why I
yeah,
wanted you to share that real, like,
yeah,
this is real life stuff, y'all. This isn't just you can apply it in the corporate world because that's where we was at before this, and it goes
yeah,
all the way
yeah,
to the street level with the guys on the street. You know what I mean? It's gonna allow us. And y'all notice he didn't even say the name of the organization because that's not important. It's the concept. It's the process that we have. That's the key, y'all. Not non-for-profit gangbang.
oh yeah,
So thank you for
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, definitely. And but just yeah, keep doing what you're
I'm
doing.
sorry, I have a profit game banking. I'm sorry, y'all.
You already know, Steve. That's what be going on. All right, well so Governor, stay on if you can, but if not, man, I appreciate you chiming in. It's recorded, so we're gonna be able to share this and let others watch it. We go into this education piece so everybody can see and get their thoughts on this part here.
All right, definitely.
All right, so as y'all can see here, these are yellow and these are Tuesday leaders. Same thing we just showed on the economic side, Blue Wednesdays, economic day. Yellow Tuesday is education day. Look at this. We got literally the first Tuesday, YT1. Superstar Jackie Harris leads that. YT2, Yellow Tuesday, second Tuesday. Danielle Liddell of Westside leads that. YT3, that's our superstar Evan Credit, third Tuesday. And then the last Tuesday is superstar Darlena Battle. And if y'all can see, they all got different grades, y'all. Look at this. Jackie got all kindergartners through third graders. So literally, that's her role with us, y'all, is anyone who got a K through third grader is going to go through her, and she's going to make sure every month, whatever grade is in red, that they get that support from those businesses. So corner stores, fisher, people that does fishing for a living, firefighters and karate people, they're going to put money up to the second grade competition so they can win. If you go over also this month, with Danielle, she got fourth graders, fifth graders, and sixth graders. So she go make sure she in touch with the Army veterans, the computer technician type people, clerical people, and nail salons, and make sure that they're putting money into the sixth grade awards for this month. Then in the third Wednesday, Evan Credit, he got seventh and eighth graders. So he go make sure all Air Force veterans, engineers, journalists, auto mechanics, gas stations, and roofers put money up this month for the seventh graders. And then we close it out with the high schoolers over here with Darlena, the fourth Tuesday people, all ninth graders. She go make sure the accountants, Stephen, our chefs, our cleaners, our landlords, our Navy people, veterans, and welders put money up for those freshmen. And every month it rotates to a different grade for every one of our leaders. This is what the new education model looks like, y'all, for Black people and Black children all over the country, is that we link every grade to business people and we get that relationship established. So at least ain't no child gonna go without a winter coat, without winter boots, without having their graduation pictures paid for if the parent can't do that. Because we built these relationships, we linked them together so that the village is really functioning. Shoot holes through it. What do y'all think? Any thoughts?
Sounds great to me.
Oh, might be a weird. What was that, Stephen? That was you,
Yes, sir.
Steve?
Yes, sir, man. I'm out here making my rounds, man. Going to get me some vittles to, on this Saturday, man. As I've been cleaning the house. Grizzly
It's
mentioned
all
now
good.
the house.
It's all good. I just wanted to give an opportunity in case you want to shoot holes through it. But all right, so we good on this one. I can pull this one down. And again, it's recorded, you guys, so y'all will be able to play it back. Just want to highlight a few more things before I take this one down. So some people may ask, second graders, what they're going to do for the money, to win the money. So you see second grade expectations. So in reading, history, math, and science, these are the subjects that we may have a competition for them so that they can earn the money that they would get. So as you can see there, can they spell the word light, lock, loud? Those just some, can they make a sentence with those words? History, can they compare, the lifestyle, the life between their grandparents on both the paternal and maternal side? And math, can they subtract by 2 digits? Like these are all things that's tailored around that grade. And then it's the same for each one of our leaders. So over here with the fourth through sixth graders, sixth grade expectations, same thing. Those words are a little bit harder to spell, might be a little bit more difficult to make a sentence with, history, math, so forth. And you just keep going through. So we literally got the expectations for every grade, and we want to make sure we testing and challenging our children to where they should be at that grade. All right. So there we go. Then for the high schoolers, ninth graders, those their expectations right there. So unless y'all got any thoughts or questions on the education, that's cool. We at 428 mark, so we're a little bit behind, but I'm gonna speed up here in a minute. Okay. All right, so now I do have to say this one thing with the teachers. I want to put this out there so y'all will know kind of our position when it comes to our teachers. We know Black male teachers have been decimated all over the country. And so we do think, just like our police, we have to have a pipeline to recruit and get people to want to serve as police, want to serve as teachers. And with this environment where you can't discipline the child, some teachers might say, hey, look, I ain't going to be dealing with no unruly kids. So what we want to see on the teachers' end is during the months that they're not working, the months that they're out of school, that those are the months where we have, for instance, some of our people block by block, they got Airbnbs. So we offer incentives to our teachers that are cost saving incentives. So you got a vacation home in Memphis, we put that up for a teacher. You got one leader, he got right on top of Navy Pier, he got a penthouse. He won't even be there. That might be offered up for the teachers. And then Lyft, Uber, in terms of free rides, you sponsoring free rides. Because they're out of work for those 60 days, every profession can offer something so that the teachers have layers of cost saving love being spread to them. Every profession goes through teachers. Every profession. And so, especially the Black teachers, can we put that layers of support behind them? If you're in the auto mechanics club in our network, can you work on the car? If they car break down for half off or free, or whatever you go charge, we rally the money up so we can pay you to get their car fixed, no cost. The point is, let's put incentives behind Black teachers, especially our male teachers, because we know they've been decimated. Any thoughts on that?
Y'all hear me? Can you hear
We can hear
me?
you now. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really, encouraged and inspired by the system in which we're reaching out to teachers and the awards for different interests and what these students need to want to have a passion to work in their
Yep.
future lives and stuff. So, yeah, that's a blessing. That's a lot of what my mentorship program is trying to establish too, with how you understand the four systems and what we all do working inside them four systems, regardless of occupation or professionalism. Yeah.
And Duncan, the key, and I'm glad you said that. So Duncan has his own non-for-profit, and that's what we encourage. Make sure we look at it this way, y'all. Because we're zip code by zip code and block by block, we have access to everybody. In this country, every single person, even homeless, is in a zip code. Everybody. Ain't nobody outside of zip code in America. So I mean, from our strategic standpoint, we have access to everybody. So when we have Duncan, who's doing one aspect of what we do, the money from that zip code, wherever he's doing the work at, it should go to him. That way, when we're saying to everyone, give us the money, man, what I'm giving you money for? We got our own thing. No, don't feel like that. We're saying do it because of our structure allows us to reach everyone where you might not be able to because you're focused on education. So people dealing with safety ain't gonna give you nothing. What we're saying is all people in the zip code, whether you safety, education, health, youth, senior citizens, give your dollar. And what we're gonna do is make sure that dollar stays in the zip code to fund good things in your zip code. So it justifies why we're saying make us the central hub when it comes to the dollar. Even if you got your own organization, because we're going to put that money into your organization. Because again, if the people of the zip code see us give Duncan $50,000, $10,000, and he don't do right by it, you think Duncan gonna be able to get it again from the people in the zip code? So accountability is going to be there because you're in the zip code, meaning you're in a confined space that is measurable. We can measure that. So any thoughts on that from anybody? All right. So now we still got our brother Gordon on, Jordan. All right, we may have lost him, but I can talk about what he is, what we're partnering with him to do, because now we're on the government section, policies and legal. So first, reparations, and chime in with y'all thoughts on this. Reparations is three things minimum. Like you really can't have one without the other, or it's not reparations. It is number one, the acknowledgement that you did wrong. You got to tell the truth. And so that acknowledgement is saying that I did these people wrong. It was a crime against humanity. And when you tell the truth, that applies to all the lies that's written. That applies to all the lies that's on statues. So you can't say we lied about black people, they did all this stuff, and then keep the statue up that says that this person created this when they didn't. And so just know that's why the first part of reparations is so hard, because there are people who don't want to tell the truth. They want to keep living the lie. So that's one part of three. The second one is you have to return what you took. I can't say I'm sorry I stole your TV and keep your TV. That ain't part of the repair. So I got to give back what was taken. All right. So you can't have our African animals in your zoos and you still making money off African stolen animals. Can't have our artifacts in your museums. You still making money off. You gotta, once you acknowledge and tell the truth, number one, then you gotta return. Number two, return what you took. All right. So acknowledge, tell the truth, then give back. And then the last one is you gotta punitively pay. And in the Bible, it talks about, I think, 20%, but you got to pay to restore that person because there was something taken away. And that's where we get caught up at. We immediately go to the pay part and not the other two. That's crucial, because if you just give us money and you keep all the lies in the textbook, you telling us Christopher Columbus discovered America when it was already discovered, you got money, but the lies are still being perpetuated to the next generation. So those are the three aspects. You got to acknowledge the wrong and telling the truth, return what was taken, and then pay. Anybody want to add to that or disagree with that? Okay, so in addition to that, that's what our brother Jordan is focused on as reparations, and what we want to do to support him. And in every zip code, who do we have that's really passionate about reparations? And we got 20 zip codes, so we want to ideally see 20 people on this team to ensure that Jordan has the support to move that agenda forward. So just know that if y'all have anyone in your orbit that's always talking about reparations, we want to know so we can get them linked over to Brother Gordon. And when we have our summits like this, we can get a reparations update, reparations report. All right. Also under government, we have the report cards. So elected officials, they need a way of measuring their performance. They're not going to tell you that, but I'm saying with any structure or institution, you have to have a measuring stick. You have to monitor how things are going. The way it's set up now, they monitor it every election cycle, and I think that's a broken system. I think that is not the way to go. So report cards, evaluation reports helps them. If you want to do better, you need to hear from your critics as well as the people who love you. And so I think criticism is a gift. And so our elected officials should want to see, in our case, the second Friday of each month is report card day nationwide for us, to the elected officials. Did anyone want to share something?
Well,
Okay.
what I want for the reparations part, I have a young lady that I met, man, at the Query Center, actually with One Fair Wage. She was talking about reparations, and when they had that petition there on the table in 2018 by Governor Pritzker and everything else, how they never followed through, and how she's trying to get signatures. And she was, I think she was school teaching. I think she was school teaching for 30 years now. She might be retired, but she's looking for people, man, to really get on that, push that. I don't know what is his name? The brother Joe, is that his name? That's come out of
Jordan.
reparation.
Yeah, Jordan, brother Jordan.
But I don't know if is he in Chicago?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well I'm gonna find that young lady's information, man. I can look through my texts because and her had a strong conversation because they kind of got kind of heated because they had what is his name? They got Ron Fest that was running for Chicago Public Schools. You know Ron Fest.
Mhm.
Kind of heated there. It was a great thing, though. It got heated in a good way. But I talked to her, and the lady was deep. So you talk about reparations, it might be something that they want to link up
Yeah.
to. I'd already
Wait,
know it.
wait.
I had to mention the name though. Decide I get it to you.
Yeah, please do. And I route it to people. And I think everyone should know that. Please route the contacts through me for administrative purposes, and we'll get it to the right person. That's so important, you guys, so that we don't have gaps, and we'll make sure that it gets to the zip code and the leaders that it should. If y'all don't mind, that'd be great. Kim, you was about to say something on the report cards or on reparations?
For reparations, is that a part of Encobra or is it a different organization? Do you know? Because
So,
Encobra's been around for a while.
so that I'm glad you brought that up. So this is, and I'll let you and him talk, and he can share that story. This is what I said with him. I said, just like teams 1 through 8, we don't go into game banging under nothing. And so team 3 is safety. So it don't matter if you Army, you think Army better than Navy, you Navy, you think Marines better. We don't get into that. You military, you team 3 to us. So we believe in reparations, no matter if it's in Cobra, any other group, anyone that's into reparations, we want to identify them and know a zip code so that they can at least be aware of people, even if they in competition with each other. You're still in the zip code. That's, you know what I mean? That don't have no bearing on how you feel about either party. And as long as you're in the zip code, if y'all don't mesh, at least we know we can link you with another group that will mesh. We like to stay the arbitrator that's in the middle, and we don't get caught on either side of those aisles. Do that answer your question, Kim?
Yes, that does. And then for the report card, how do we how is the performance rated? Like do we rate or vote on the performance of a politician? Because we got some bad ones out here.
All right, let me read this to you. So real quick. These are the areas that we had, but of course every zip code can do their own. So community involvement, outreach, information sharing, sensitivity to the community, response time to calls, and the overall grade. What do you think? Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah, and you could fill in a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? So you could fill in loitering, that's all. Are they sensitive to what the community is saying? That kind of loops everything in when you say that, you know?
And just to piggyback off of Cyber real quick to the young lady that's on there. Yes, in the past I have witnessed that some of these politicians actually responded back to Cy about the report card that he did give them, and they wasn't happy because of they wasn't doing their job. So of course they're going to respond back to negativity to a strong organization.
They, I would say this is one of the reasons why I live in Gary and Georgia, because it's gang banging. It's just a different face. I just say it that way, and you know, things happen, you know, if you're not in the clique. And so it's important to be able to operate with some degree of movement, flexibility, and not everywhere you turn, zoning, people coming to your house, this is this, and trying to find you every day. So sometimes it helps to be outside the oven, so you're not in there cooking. So I just say it that way. But yeah, we definitely had Mayor Daley and all of them on report, and they didn't like it one bit. Laws on the books. Let's go over the laws on the books. So this is a big one, you guys. In Chicago, there are laws on the books that when we are where we need to be, our lawyers will be reviewing the laws that are on the books that we need to either have removed or updated. Because there are laws that literally, like the Sanctuary City one, that was one that was sitting dormant for a long time, and it wasn't until what was happening recently that they proposed to let everyone vote on it, and then they did a maneuver so that you couldn't you express yourself on it. So this section here will allow our team 8, our legal team, to come back and tell us what laws are on the books or need to be on the books, and that way we can decide yay or nay and stuff like that. So just know we got that time set aside, 4:25 every fourth Saturday, to talk about that. Voter registration. So our brother Lanyard Smith, next month he'll be with us, but he leads with Apostolic EOG, Evangelism of Grace. They were Apostolic Church. They are out there registering young people to vote, older people to vote all the time. And so our leader, Brittany Corner, she's our person on our end that helps them. And so every month we should be telling you how many people we registered to vote for that month. And right now the response is 0 for the month. That's not good, but everyone can help with that. Any thoughts on that from anybody? All right. So that moves us over to the last leg, open session. This is the summary section here. So anybody got anything they wanted to get out there? Okay. All right. Now we finna go into, and then just chime in before we get off if it pop up something you didn't think about that you want to put out there.
Well, I'm gonna write in Cy Smith for mayor of Chicago 2028.
You know, I don't live there no more. So
That's
yeah, that ain't
okay.
gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. But
We can get your address out there.
thank you for that. You ain't gonna get me locked up. So no, they love to sink their teeth in me. We got him. He slipped up. We got us one. But thank y'all. Now, so the G20, because that's the section we're gonna talk about, and because this is being recorded, I gotta kind of repeat it so people would know what it is. The G20 is the 20 richest countries by their GDP, and that's kind of outdated now because some of them are no longer rich. What France is going through, they not gonna be on that bucket. But anyway, these 20 countries meet, and their whole purpose of their meeting is to grow their economies, and their economies grow at the expense of Black people, and that's the problem. So they literally been meeting since 1999, and so think about that. All these years of meeting, what are they talking about? They're talking about getting diamonds, lithium, cobalt at dirt cheap prices so they can grow their economy. That hurts our people in Africa. Here's how it hurts us. Mexico is a member of the G20. So they meet. And so think about Ford F-150s. They used to be made in Detroit. Detroit is Black. They moved, Ford moved the F-150 production to Mexico. Well, guess who that hurt? That hurt Black Detroit. Who did that help? That helped Mexico. So from a racial standpoint, you took Black jobs, decreased, and moved it to Mexico. All right. So that's the downside of G20 when they are meeting and coming up with plans and strategies. So imagine at the G20, Mexico said, "Hey man, why don't you move the F-150 here?" Man, nah, it's gonna hurt out. Well, don't worry, them people don't matter, man. Just move it over here. You go say this one. Yeah, you're right. They don't matter. We're gonna move it over there. Now, I don't know if that's what they did, but they ain't never repented, so I can't say. I wouldn't put it past them. But the point is, the G20 meets every year, and it's not helping us. It's not designed to help us. It's designed to keep extracting from us. Any thoughts on that before I go to the second part of G20? Okay. So the good thing, I said that so you know why we were paying attention to the G20, just like that Ford F-150. That's why we pay attention to it. But let me tell y'all how we pay attention to it, because that's the most important thing with us is how we do what we do, how we are block by block, how we're connected by zip codes. So every one of our different cities, every one of our different zip codes is linked to one of the G20 member countries. Every last one of them is linked to a G20 member country. So this is what it looks like. And I know this is like, oh my God, this is a lot of stuff. But every one of our zip codes, I'm going to zoom in, is linked to a different G20 member country for monitoring purposes and to build a relationship with the Afros in every one of these countries. So we're going to go to today. So today is South Shore. Every fourth Saturday of the month is South Shore. That's why you see BS4. South Shore is linked to Miami, Florida. Is linked to China because China is one of the G20 member countries. So our leaders in 60649, we give them the information with the Afro-Chinese, so that we can make sure that as China is in the G20, that they're doing right by the Afro-Chinese living in their own country. And as you can see here, every one of the G20, Canada right next to them. So the Afro-Canadians, 60617 Calumet Heights, they're monitoring Canada, making sure they're doing right by the Afro-Canadians. Chatham, 60619, they keep up with Brazil. Every second Wednesday, they monitor in Brazil for the Afro-Brazilians, which is the largest outside of Africa of Black people in the world. Outside of Africa is in Brazil. And they're literally almost 60% of the country, but only 8% of the government, meaning other people controlling a place that we should be dominating. So I just wanted to make sure y'all knew it's 20 G20 member countries, and look how perfect that match with our 20 Black zip codes in Chicago. You can't make that up. That's divine. When I said, look at that, like 20 to 20, like it's 20 Black zip codes, it's 20 G20 minimum countries that's just taking advantage of us. Any thoughts on that, you guys?
Wow.
And I'm gonna tie this in so y'all know how close we are to a Black worldwide revolution. And I'm gonna show y'all this betrayal piece here because that's what we got to be on the lookout for. That's we got 10 minutes. That's good. Let's go to Gary, Indiana. While Gary, uh-oh, somebody speaking. Go ahead.
Now that was Steve over there. The harvest time. You speaking something?
Come on, that man, boy.
Harvest,
I went on the Zoom. I'll
the,
be yelling. You better believe
when
it's
they
time,
say the
man.
roosters come, when they say the roosters come, what they're saying about the roosters come home? I don't know. I might be saying it wrong, but
Malcolm X said, yeah.
So you know what time it is.
Yeah.
That part.
Now me and Governor Joe talking about, man, it's time, it's past time, boy. We finna shout because we finna get our just due. I just said it that way. And just so you know, positioning wise, this is how big this is. Well, that's our Chicago people. Just so y'all see, those are the Chicago leaders by zip code right there. That's Governor Joe there and so forth. That's real relationships. We really like working together. So that ain't no make believe. Like Governor Will said, we really got those ties to real people. But let's look at Africa with our real people on the ground in the continent. And that's where the pennies to Africa really come in at, because the pennies not go break us. But look at what it does when $1 is $400 in Nigerian money. So it's like, yeah, we can really help our people out, just like the other people be sending money home. We can do the same thing. Look at that right there. Oh no, that's not it. That's the G20 member countries. Anyway, I don't want to waste too much time on that, but I do have a document to show y'all all of our sister countries in Africa and those leaders. So that way y'all can see we got real people on the ground. Governor Will gave us Ishola, and she's been rocking with us for at least 7 years, doing those signs that we need to help educate our people on what we're doing. So that's a really, really big deal, you guys. All right, let's put this up. So one of the concerns our leaders talk about is that they might try and infiltrate us or hurt us and stop this movement because it affects the whole world taking advantage of Black people. When we organize, they won't be able to do that. So they're going to try to kill whoever's stopping them. So this here, BDIN, BDIN, is how they not going to be able to be successful. This is something that's built to withstand the 4 things that normally stop movements. So this withstands the 4 movement killers. The first movement killer is betrayal. As you can see here in the past, the house Negro would snitch on the field Negro. Hey, master, they trying to run away. So that's betrayal. Under us, there's no secrets. We live by set aside time. Kim is the 4th Wednesday. We told you. Now what? That's what you gonna do. The fourth Wednesday gonna come whether you alive or not. Joe is BS1. He's the first Saturday, no matter what. So we ain't got nothing to hide. We telling you, the whole world is given set aside time, and we just live by that. And by doing that, people are gonna be continuously connected. Once we finance it with the dollar, now people's job go be to do the administration of that. So you can't betray us. We can tell you to your face, yeah, tomorrow is all the nurses, but you don't know where. It's in every zip code. So now you got to go to every zip code, still don't know where in the zip code. So I just wanted to make sure we knew betrayal is not, we not worried about betrayal, y'all. Any thoughts on that? Disappointment. So
Well, I'm glad
disappointment, the
you
whole
said
clique.
that.
Huh?
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you
Yeah,
said that,
yeah.
man, because we need to understand that, first of all, we fear assassination because we're in a different age. But I understand where you're coming from because you got to move
Yeah.
strategically. It's chess moves. And chess is a game of life. And
But I think the key, Stephen, the beauty is this is 30 years in the making, and is designed with a military perspective to it already. And one thing you cannot kill, and I can't curse it by saying it. You can't kill it. It's time. You can't kill it.
and the truth.
Well,
Both
but
of
no,
them.
you can put the truth underneath like they did, but you can't do nothing with time. It's go when your butt gone. So that's the key.
Yeah, that's
Is
true.
we attach
That's very
everything to
true.
time. Everything we do
That's
is
right.
attached to time. Friday, senior day. Saturday, you day. What you go do now? I told you. Now what you go do? You can't stop time. So that's why they can't
That's
touch
smart
this.
strategy.
And we
Smart
telling them right
strategy.
now. so
That's very smart
disappointment.
strategy.
So the key with disappointment here is so that we not disappointed, we built in redundancy. Everything we do, it's like 6 layers to it. So, and the 6 layers, we only ask them to perform twice a year. And that's the all 12 months. So you can't disappoint. If you don't do it, next person do it. So we got L, M, N, O, and we won't bug them again to March. So it's like everything has built-in redundancy so that we never expose and disappoint. You missing? Aside, we got somebody else filling in. That way we keep it moving, y'all. Ignorance, each one teach one. Where the nurses, the teachers, the doctors, the retired nurses, teachers, and doctors, the key with that is it's designed so that the elders can teach the young people, and the young people can serve the elders. That's how we fight against the ignorance. Because you got elders, them kids don't want nothing. They got their pants sagging. But you're a retired carpenter, and now we only giving you the young man 15 that want to be a carpenter. Oh man, he ain't that bad no more. Yeah, we know. We knew that. You was ignorant to that because you was going on perception. We know, and that's why we got these 108 different professions tied together. And every 30 days we rotate it. So that way it never stops. Then the last one is negativity. And the key here, everything that you look at negative, it could be a positive. So we're saying here, we've listened to negativity for 31 years, 30 years. And every negative comment, thought, idea allowed us to make this thing stronger. So negativity is a gift. The criticism is a gift. And we need negativity. Imagine trying to drive home tonight. You take the negative cable off your battery. It ain't going nowhere. So we want people to know, don't look at negativity as something that can hurt us. It can't. Because when you're negative, we go write down what you're saying and we go and make our stuff stronger. So keep on being negative. We go keep taking away how to process and improve whatever we do. And that's why we built this the way it's built now. So what y'all think about the 4 movement killers affecting us? All right. Well, next month is October 25th. We're going to be in person in South Shore. South Shore is strong, so I know our leaders are going to walk away with a location for us for next month. PQs and R's are the last names for next month. So all the Robinsons, the Rollersons, the Parnells, the Pattersons, and we are in 60649 on tour. And so we'll be over there in person Saturday, October 25th, 3 to 5 o'clock. You guys do not have to come. Y'all serve. Y'all good to March. But if you want, you're bored, you want to, you can come on over to South Shore. All right. Thank y'all. We are good to go. We covered it. Anybody got any comments, anything you want to say, announcements? And we got 2 minutes.
All I got to say is keep up the great work of my beautiful people.
Now we salute
people,
to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Greatness, man. Greatness.
And like with
amplified.
And just like the death of your brothers, every zip code, all our zip codes, we're gonna have our ancestors Hall of Fame. And the benefit of that is so that the younger generation can walk into this storefront and see who is our retired ancestor carpenter, ancestor nurse. What did your brother do? Was he a excellent baseball player? So that way we can see ourselves in those who are transitioning, who are now ancestors. Every zip code honoring their Hall of Fame, their people, and it's just gonna be a way of us transitioning the knowledge to our people, so we don't never forget. All right. Thank
Most
y'all.
definitely
Kim,
forward to that.
anything? Yeah. Thank y'all for y'all time. This is recorded, so I will be able to get you guys the link so y'all can watch it, share it with other people. And again, we won't bug you guys again until March 28, 2026 in terms of the next LMNO Summit.
Y'all can
Peace.
bug us
Thanks.
at any
Good
time.
meeting.
Peace.